Looks like my mic is now on. All right. Let's make sure. This should be live. Am I live? All right, cool. So, just waiting another minute or two for some people to join. Um, just wanting to talk a little bit today about kind of plans going forward for Bazaar Planner, some updates on my life and other projects. The site hasn't really changed in over 6 months now. There's another developer that got interested in maintaining it and updating it. I haven't added a new puzzle in ages. It'd be nice to like make the design better. It'd be nice to do a lot of things, but I was kind of waiting to see how the game would turn out. If they're, going to be doing a mobile release, I think there would be a big influx of players. There'll probably be a lot of changes once the mobile release happens. Um, So I'm looking forward to seeing progression on that. It's been really fun playing with the new items and heroes and seeing the balance changes of the Bazaar. Um, their YouTube is always really fun to see. Any releases there, I recommend everyone follow it. I do kind of think it might be the best auto battler on the market. I agree with a lot of the marketing. I don't think that Reynad is cooked anymore. Like it seems like he's taken a back seat a bit and kind of let the game speak for itself, which is great. I haven't been moderating, I haven't been following the moderation on the Reddit, but from what I hear from many people, um, it's a much better community now, and maybe they're not like as ban happy as they used to be with people being critical or whatever. It's saying we've hit a new concurrent player streak. This is still really, really low numbers for me to invest time. I'm like losing money on the project essentially. In terms of there's probably like 10 or 20 people that are using the tool actively, which is not many. And many people come in and they'll donate $1 and they'll use it for while they're playing the game. And people that usually jump into the game really enjoy it for like a week and then seem to like just go back to their other games. It's not a game that's like fun to play for more than a couple hours a day because they don't have any kind of competitive setup for it. I feel like they really need things in game other than just the current loop that they have of playing a game, playing another game, playing another game. The people that are highly ranked are just playing the game nonstop. But it's not like people feel special to be highly ranked as much as they want to. Mm. I did start working on kind of a head-to-head mode where if you're running the tracker program, you could be uh, having your friend run the tracker program, so you could be following your board and then following their board and seeing like what your wins were at the end of each day. Basically, like if you had more than a 50% chance of beating them, you would get a point. If they had more than a 50% chance of beating you, then they would get a point, and you could see like how many points you got by the end of the run. I thought about putting that together to support some of the creators. Baba Dinar was one who had organized a tournament on Matcherino. If you don't know about that yet, check it out. It's a cool site that does tournaments. My friend Grant runs that, and you can search for the Bazaar, I think, yeah. And we could probably see there was the last one he did, the Community Cup 7, um, or maybe this is the newest one coming up. Let's see, February 13th. Yeah, so we have a new one coming up. I thought that he told me he was stepping away from running this. Maybe someone else is running these now. Um, but there's like rules and they have a game mode where they ban some items and things. It's really cool. I recommend you check it out. I like seeing other creators doing things for this game because it's a really great game that deserves to have more community involvement. Uh, Unfortunately, the creator was kind of against a lot of people doing things for the game, like having tools like Bazaar Planner. Um, they were against that, but they were supportive of some other people in the community. How Bazaar uh, was a really big site early on. BazaarDB. Um, what is it called? Is it just bazaar.db? Bazaardb.gg. That's also a GG site. And you know, this was kind of like the response, these sites creation was kind of like the response to Bazaar Tracker getting banned. There was a program you could run to have an overlay, and it was really great. Lots of people loved it. I actually don't like the overlays that much. I use the one in Hearthstone whenever I play it, but I still feel it like detracts from the game. I'd rather have a window outside the game to manage that stuff where it doesn't feel like there's a developer that's constraining the developers of the like the game developers in their design of the game. And so for that reason, I was kind of like, all right with Bazaar Tracker kind of being banned. They were starting to do like ads pretty aggressively within their own app, and maybe potentially even putting ads into the game screen, which would have been really bad. But thankfully, they didn't do that. I have ads on my site, obviously, but they're not really making me any money at all. Uh, because once you load the site, it's just loaded forever, and it's not like I'm getting many, many impressions. Like each time you switch a tab, it's not a whole new ad impression or anything like that. It's just like a self-contained application within a website. Um, but I am paying if you're running the Bazaar mod and it's pulling all the changes into the game, like your board is changing live as you're making changes in the game. That's typically how I like using the tool. I have this in one window while the Bazaar is in another window, and then I can come see like, what are my win rates versus a particular setup like an NPC. Would it be better if this item was here, this item was there, and I can see the win rates like that, and be like, oh, I have a 0% chance of winning with this setup. Oh, who would have thought? And you can move things around and change things up and be like, oh, well, what if I have 3 alpha rays? How many alpha rays does it take to beat the ventriloquist? Um, I have an 81% chance. Okay, and if I add another alpha ray, I bet you I have a 100% chance of winning. So this kind of stuff is just fun to play with, um, to like learn what makes a board more powerful, right? Um, and I think I still love it for that. I think it does a really good job. There's some things that aren't quite matching with the game engine versus the simulator, the Bazaar Planner simulator. But for the most part, it's pretty useful. Even when it's not matching, you can still kind of get a good idea. It's just not always exactly accurate. Uh, but it's useful. And I had originally wanted to build many things, many features for this tool. Um, Not only like the head-to-head mode, real-time stuff, but just being able to track your runs. You can see like there is an active run maybe. You can see another character player's runs or builds. This whole section here I was going to show like who's winning the most in this league that's tracking. And Nexium, hi. Yeah, it's really hard to know what's better at what times. So the tool is really useful for that. And it's just like it helped me learn a lot. Like I'm really good at Bazaar now. I just always get 10 wins. I mean, there's a lot of the streamers, they're really good too. It's like they're just always gonna get 10 wins. And the thing is, like I really enjoy the Bazaar playthroughs. Like it's a good 30 minutes of my day. Sometimes I used to like always start my morning having like a coffee and some breakfast and a game of Bazaar just to get my brain going. And I like it for that. It's a good little puzzle game. But it does need some kind of community involvement to make it, mm, just like having more activity. These stats currently, um, where were they here? Steam charts. So these are just stream players. There's probably more than this players. There's still a lot of players that are playing with the installer. So if you wanted to try that out, I just wanted to put this to YouTube. So in case anyone's like kind of been out of date, they don't know if the project's still working. It's still working just fine. The install, some people have problems with it. You have to get the latest version of the mod if you want to actually be tracking your runs and stuff. So you would get the installer. Let's see, actually, what's the play? You get the mod installer, and this is what you end up with when you unzip that. And you have to get the config file, which is downloadable once you log in. So you come here, you can click up here and click log in, and then you have this config, which is not displayed with anyone. Um, except when you're streaming and you're showing it to people like I am now. And so you have your user ID here. So like I could give someone this user ID and they could follow my board if I wanted to let them do that. So yeah, hi Tomo. Tomo do Voodoo. uh, and if you've donated $1 or more, then it's donor true, which unlocks all the features on the site. And then when you export this to your directory here, you get these you get that Bazaar Planner config file, which has your user ID and also your token that connects your Bazaar Planner account to the Bazaar Planner mod, so that when the mod is detecting changes on the board, it can send it to the database that the Bazaar Planner reads from so that it can change your game. So I'll give an example of that. Actually, the use case is better to show the Bazaar Planner. If you're running Steam, then that just works. You don't have to do anything extra. But if you're running the old launcher, this is where a lot of people run into issues. Um, you would run the Tempo launcher, um, and it will usually like check for updates. It finds an update, and then downloads for like an hour or however long. Oh, there is an update. See, there already is an update. And it's probably just saying that there's an update because I just did the install. So it's detecting different files in the directory and it's deleting those. Whenever you do this update, it's deleting the mod. So you have to reinstall it every single time you do an update. So I'll do an update here, and like I've been maintaining it. Sometimes people will ping me in Discord when there's a broken item. I fix it pretty much within 24 hours if you make a report. Um, some things are a little bit more complex that can't be fixed, but usually I get around to it. Let me give an example of this. So, and I'm really open to anyone that wants to help out, like maintain it, make it better, etc. Uh, let's say open recent Bazaar Planner. So the site is really easy. If you didn't even want to run the site, you could just run this on localhost. If you're a developer and just don't want to donate but want to play around, feel free to just download the source. It's on GitHub and you can get to it. You can click on the frequently asked questions, get the link to the GitHub, download it, clone it, and then you just go npm run dev, and then this will run it in localhost where you'll get to see all the errors that might come through in the console. The errors are hidden on production, but you can see them here. So for example, could not parse your rerolls cost 1, 2, 3 less gold from arbitrage. This is something that doesn't matter for the simulator because you don't reroll in battle, so I never implemented that item. But you can see like some of these items may not be updated. The Admiral's badge is one of them. Could not parse, slow an item on each player's board for 1 second. Now there is a regular expression in the code that matches on something like this, but it used to match on possibly a typo that they used to have. They didn't used to have like an apostrophe S. And now they actually are, fixing their items up and making it better. So the regular expression that was working on this item maybe isn't, or your flying items are affected by freeze and slow for half as long. So yeah, there's some issues with this item that need to be fixed probably. I know there's a couple items like this that need fixing. Some of them don't need fixing at all though, like aerial turret, I think. Let's put aerial turret in instead of this guy. Yeah, he just works. So we could simulate the battle and we see, okay, this item goes like this. And if we wanted to just say, okay, well his cooldown actually isn't 7 seconds anymore, it's 4 seconds now because whatever, we can see now that works. So we can edit the items, you can move them around, all that. The top player is taking this 15 damage every time now. And it's saying reduce this item's cooldown by 1 second per fight, so you see it's getting faster and faster. So everything works with most of the items like this, where whatever it says on the item, that will actually happen. While this has flying, this has one multicast. Okay, so let's give it flying somehow and see that that works. Um, what's something that gives something flying? I don't even remember. An adjacent item starts flying. Okay. Let's give this guy 1 second cooldown so it just happens right away. Boom. Okay, now it's flying. You see now it has an X2 multicast, and now it does 15 damage twice. That's great. So the simulator is great for learning all this stuff, and most of this stuff works. Just some of the items like Admiral's Badge, they need some love. um, so yeah, you can run it in localhost. You can see these errors. You can see all the code that's running everything, and maybe work on it if you wanted to. I'm always down to find someone else to help out with the project. Now, I had announced previously I was working on a game, an auto battler that was similar, and I thought about maybe releasing it on mobile before Tempo did, and I was thinking about copying their entire setup and then tweaking it slightly and adding more head-to-head features and more competitive features. And then I realized that would really, really piss Raynite off probably, and like it's like really disrespectful to just kind of steal their game, kind of the way that I've done with the simulator. I feel a little bit um, like it's like someone gave me a recipe for a delicious pie, and then I would maybe make the pie and give it to my friends when their friends could have bought their pie in the store, but now my friends aren't buying their pie in the store. So it might actually harm them if I were to do that. And I don't really want to do that. I kind of want to see their game evolve. I want to see them have a good mobile launch. I want to see the game grow for a couple of years first. and how they manage it and how they manage that for the next little while. So I'm taking a break from developing my game for a while because I have something else I've been building that's really fun called Masky, which is a tool for streamers. And what we've been doing is making it to where you can stream with an avatar. So an example of this, um, I made a Vanessa avatar, which might be kind of infringing on IP, but I imagine that some games will want to pay me. Some game studios will want to pay me to use this type of a thing. Maybe even Reynad himself will get over his feelings of anger at me for making Bazaar Planner, and he will uh, maybe you want to like support this and pay for us to do marketing with streamers. So I've got a number of avatars. I can select my Vanessa avatar. I can select the mode. I've got a wake word for Vanessa and a goodbye word. I can say always on, and then Vanessa will always be on, which means it's just always that avatar. Or I can talk to any of these avatars. So like if I wanted to ask Vanessa a question, I could say something like, "Hey Vanessa, are you a good pirate or a bad pirate?"
Good and bad are irrelevant distinctions. What matters is that I am Captain Vanessa, and you'd be wise not to get in my way.
Yeah, so that's a lot of fun to be a captain, isn't it, Vanessa?
Spit it out, landlubber. Don't waste my time with ums, unless you fancy a swim with the sharks. Fun? It's absolute power and unmatched freedom. Just remember who holds it, and don't ever stand between me and what's mine.
Goodbye, Vanessa. Okay, so she's gone now, and now I'm not talking to Vanessa, right? So that's kind of fun. It's a little bit kludgy, like you said, about latency, Tom. Yeah, I'm working on it. It's just this right now. This is running in localhost, and it's not like built for production at the moment. So it's actually running on my local GPU, doing the transcription from my speech to text, and then sending that text to one of several different voice providers. I think it's using Hume right now. I actually had it animating, and I streamed with it a couple times on my main account, Simply Strong, which is like my personal account, not the company like Bazaar Planner account. And so you can see some of the VODs there. I can link to that. Uh, And so you can see her actually talking and having her mouth move as she's talking. I was using Descartes API for that, but I think they have some scaling issues they've run into. So I'm looking for other models. I want to eventually like have our own model that I don't have to pay for an API to use credits and stuff like that. We might train our own models for specific games, even like the really big games might have their own inferencing models to animate their characters. Like for example, if you try to like do a Pygmalion voice, he's just so unique. He's got such a good voice. I can't do a Pygmalion. I'm so strong. I don't know. I can try to do him, but yeah, Pygmalion's a lot of fun. So um, the voice models honestly can't do Pygmalion at all well. And if you trained them to do him well and had like, all the other clips of the person that did that voice uh, helping you train that model, then you could probably, then inference off of that training on that particular model that knows all the characters from the Bazaar and can do them better than, the ones that are just trying to make these characters sound like a human. Um, because most of the ones that are out there are not trained on video game characters; they're trained on humans. So yeah. Anyways, that'll come along a lot this year. I think these kind of tools will be out there. There's the Delulu Stream tools that just came out, so they're probably like our biggest competitor, maybe, but I don't really think of them as a competitor. Um, they're doing lots of weird like Snapchat camera filter type stuff on top of the streamer where you can have like a chicken sitting on your shoulder and that kind of thing. So I mean, it's fun, it's playful. I'm looking forward to seeing how everyone uses these tools. Some of the plans are here on the blog on Masky.ai, so you can see what some of the streamers have been doing with these tools, and you can see some of the stuff we've built. We're also creating just like a platform in general, like Streamlabs or Stream Elements, where you can use AI videos and people's avatars and stuff as responses to things that happen, events like someone following you or someone donating or someone wants to pay you money to play chess against you. You can do that with this. We've got some unique features like identifying the most important message in chat. And we've got a bunch of features coming where you'll be able to maybe play with an AI streamer, like one of these characters like Vanessa will actually be playing the game with you, taking a turn in the game, that kind of thing. I'm really looking forward to seeing what these game creators do with AI. And I think that this kind of, like using these kind of tools within the games themselves will be really fun to see what kind of games end up doing that with some of the streaming and whatnot. All right, so back to the tempo thing. It looks like my update has finished. So now I would click play, and I'm always going to do this the first time. I'll have to log in. Um, Maybe I shouldn't be showing this. uh, yeah, so you do your normal login here, and then you have an account that uh, would normally start the game with the normal launcher. I always do that the first time, and after that works, then I'll log out and do the install, and then run it with the custom launcher. Let's do that. Okay, so now I'm logged in. We'll see if the game does another update. It's weird how the Bazaar does like a multi-stage update. I'm sorry, Anexium. You can steal it all if you ever are invited to my house. I give you permission to steal food from my fridge when I'm not looking. My friend John always comes over, and the first thing he does is just go straight to the kitchen and look in the fridge. And it's just like, what culture did you grow up in? Like, I don't do that when I go to my friends' houses. Like, the fridge is like theirs. It's not my, like, I don't have permission to open that door. I would ask them, hey, can I have some water? Do you have anything to drink or something? I don't just go open the fridge. But, like, I don't know. I do like how Europeans are more like, what's yours is mine, or what's mine is yours. Like, whatever. Um, okay, so game is running, and now I will leave the game, exit to desktop, and then let's go try it with the custom launcher. So we run custom launcher.bat in the files I got after installing the mod, and then do the login here. It's the same exact login as you would use in their launcher. And that'll show errors in that window if there were any errors. Otherwise, it launches the game. And here it will actually download the latest version of the mod too. If I release a new version of the mod, when they release new items and stuff, often I'll have to update the mod to like update to the latest version of the game. But mostly it just works even if they do an update and there isn't any changes needed for the mod, usually. So now if I play a game, which I'll play a pig game because I love the pig, and I'm gonna come here. Oh, it's actually a different account. Let me get my real user ID. Give me a second. Okay, and I want to follow, not that ID, but this one. Alright, so this was the last game I had as Pygmalion. It was a ridiculous board that just had the Atlas Stone being charged over and over and over and just instantly triggering because its cooldown got down to 1 second. And so whenever the Beast of Burden triggered, it caused it, or it was whenever the cargo shorts was triggering, it had 11 things. The Beast just powers the shorts, and then the shorts would trigger, and every single time, every one of those 11 things would charge the Atlas Stone, and the Atlas Stone would just be hitting 11 times basically, so doubling itself 11 times in an instant after the cargo shorts went off. Which is like, 9 seconds in. It's not the best board, but it was hilarious because, as long as you're winning and you're getting this on day 10, like, nobody has like that much damage on day 10. Um, and I had a fair amount of life, so it was just like maximizing my life by buying and selling items essentially. And just keeping this board, which got together pretty much on like day 1, except, I had to get the extra ammo on the Ice Luge. That was about it. It was a fun game. Anyway, so now I'm following my board, so let's go see what items he's offering. And this is nice to get early.
Thank you.
So we'll see
else can I
that
get for you?
I just bought that and put on my board. It should have changed here. I wonder why it didn't. Hmm. Why is the Kukri 6 seconds to do nothing and heal? Hmm.
If I can just sell
Well, they're discounted items, so
1,000 more,
might as
our
well.
owner might notice me.
Oh, this is good.
Ooh, that one's on sale.
And I might as well get a
Buy
hatchet.
200, get one free.
They could triple this item's value. Alright, whatever. We'll
You
get a
came all
truffle.
the way here. Might as well stock up.
I should have just gotten income. I'll probably just get income here. Same thing. Okay, so yeah, let's see. Do I want to give the tree value? This will only do 20 damage. Alright, whatever, let's give the tree value. Let's see if we can survive. I don't know if we survive the Viper with just that, maybe. So it should be auto-updating on the site, but it doesn't seem to be. I'm a little confused as to why it's not. Maybe the user ID is not correct? Maybe because the URL is at the top. I'm not sure what's happening. The mod might not be publishing to the right user? It's still loading my previous one. Oh, you know what I didn't do? I ran the custom launcher, but I didn't run the install yet. Okay, so let's do this. I'm gonna exit to desktop. And I should have done this first. I should have ran the Bazaarmat one plan installer first. This is what everyone always forgets to do. So you have to run the game client normally. It deletes the mod basically every time you update the game. And so then we have to rerun the installer. Now it's installed. And now we run the custom launcher. And log in. Oh, and one thing you can do is look at if your username that you chose in your config here in Bazaar Planner, this display name, which is Bazaar Planner, should be. Oh wait, that's a different account though. My display name is actually strong. It's this one. So it should say strong at the top, and then I'll know that the mod is working. Yep. Okay, cool. There's my display name. And I can resume. And now, if I follow, there's my board. All right, we're working. So as I make changes in the game, it'll automatically update here. What was the Viper we just fought? Yeah, so we could see like the chances of win and loss and everything. So I had 100% chance to win. Yay. So yeah, the dev work of getting all that working was fun. I learned a lot. I think it showcases like my skill, gave me some confidence. It was kind of fun. I helped Simply Noah learn a whole bunch about development during that time. Got him confident to use AI to like fix things and do stuff. So a lot of this project is AI slop somewhat, but you know, obviously not the front end. It would look a lot better if I had AI building it probably. And maybe I'll tell Claude to go haywire on it and just make it look nice. That'd be fun. See what it turns into. But a lot of it's, you know, just custom JavaScript stuff. I would love to work on this, but I just have been taking time to work on my AI company lately, so that's where I'm at with that. Oh, back to the Vanessa thing. I forgot that. So like if I go to settings and go always on, and she just always responds to everything I say. I've been thinking about maybe. Oh, I didn't save it. Settings, always on. So Vanessa, you can hear me, right? What the
Speak
heck
your
happened
piece,
to your
but
voice
don't
there,
waste my
Vanessa?
time with idle chatter. My voice is precisely as it should be, scurvy dog. Perhaps you should worry more about keeping your head attached.
Yeah, you're pretty fun to talk to, Vanessa, but there's still like too much of a delay for it to be real time.
Delay. The only delay you'll find is between my warning and the swift end I'd bring to those who waste my time. Don't test my patience.
That was pretty fun. Like, I really like what she comes up with, and I'm gonna make it to where chat can interact with the avatars. So you'll be able to, redeem a message that then the avatar will respond to, or maybe it will be read and then responded to by the avatar. That way, if you really think you have something important to say, then you can do that. Or you can have the avatar speak the exact words you want it to speak. Like you can have Vanessa show up and tell me to buy something or something like that. Let's get a skill. Oh, I don't have a thingy, dang it.
Now that's giving up the business.
Fiery pepper spray. Ooh, Wrist Warrior is pretty cool. When using adjacent shield, I'm hasten item for 1 second. That's pretty sweet. But pepper spray with burn? It's 5 seconds though. I like this one better. Just need to get a shield item now.
Come on in. Let's chat.
Alright, this is good.
I
That.
get it. You're busy. Enjoy
Do
your
this. We got a fang, I forgot that. That's pretty cool. Yeah, let's upgrade the kukri.
Do you have to leave already?
And put this there. This looks pretty good. Eight seconds, too slow. Alright, Mac, let's see how you do.
I should warn you, I'm not like other Jabalians.
When we are finished, may I dissect you
So
for
yeah, I think
study?
Bazaar is a really good game. It's been cleaned up a lot. The voice lines, the characters, I love them. I want to make a Mac avatar as well. And then just really work on the personality prompts to fine tune them so they really have and embody the characters. I would love to actually like have a conversation with Reynad talking about like this kind of technology. Because like he has, for example, they're saying stuff every time they beat you or that you beat them. They'll say like, oh, you got me or something, And if they had context, like if there's a streamer playing the game, there's chatters that are saying stuff and recommending stuff. And if the character is aware of what the chatters are saying,
Share with me your secrets.
like that what he just said then, share with me your secrets. That voice line, like you get sick of hearing the same stuff over and over after you play the game a lot. It would be cool if the stuff that they were saying was dynamic based on the actual like items that are on my board that I chose. Like you could say, oh, your Piggles launcher got me. Or I hate Piggles or something. And the creativity to come up with that is like they would need to have a human do that. Then they'd have to have the voice actor come speak that. But now that we have these like voice agents and we have AI to be creative for us, it can come up with some of that stuff on the fly and maybe even interact with chat where it could call out some chatter's name and say, Anexium was so clever to advise you on those Piggles. They really kicked my ass or something, like that. I think it would be really nice to have that kind of an interactive gameplay. Anyway, so that's my thought on that. I would love someone close to Tempo to like pitch that to them. I really like their character work and what they've done. There's very few games that do that. I really like the game Fellowship, which is about to have a release soon. It took like the best parts of World of Warcraft and made it to where I don't have to be addicted to the game to still enjoy it for, a couple minutes here and then. I can have like a weekly event with my friends where we get online and we all play together and stuff, but not feel like there's hundreds of people that will be let down if I don't show up on time or something like that. It's just it's just the four of us playing a dungeon together, and they can find someone random and tell them online type thing. So the game's really great, and I'm looking forward to that release. But that game is lacking all of the rich character development. Their characters have no voices, they have no personalities, and I really love what Reynette has done with this art. I think it's good art, and I don't want to be Banksy and steal it and do some graffiti on the street that makes it look bad in some kind of a way. I feel a little bit bad about the tensions between Reynette and the community in some ways. I think he's trying to just do his best, make a good company and make good money, and it's a hard economy for gamers right now, and they had to let go a lot of people. I'm sure that there are people that had big hopes and dreams for this game being way more successful than it has been, but it does have a foothold in the market in a way. It's not losing players. It's not really gaining them exponentially, but it's at least got a foothold, and it's holding on. So I'm looking forward to see where the game goes, how it evolves this year. If they do have a mobile release, I'd love to see them integrate, some of these features and support the community more. I don't know why Baba Dinar has to step away, but maybe he was hoping that he would get sponsorship from Tempo and prizes, and he was hoping it would be bigger or something. And maybe we're just not there yet. Let's come back in 6 months and maybe it will grow a bit more. I do like the game a lot. I think it's great. Um, I want to continue work on this stuff, but like I said, I'm just too busy with some of my other companies. I also am really interested in doing a game development at some point in my life, but I think I'm still young enough that I should work on other things for the moment. But eventually I'll probably work on games and retire and just be a gamer dad full time. Anyways, that's the plan. Hope you guys, that are watching this appreciated this, and feel free to join the Discord and ask any questions or, share your builds. All right, see ya.